And they also, they cited a couple, like survey results that they had.
I'm currently on the website, and there's just a lot of vagina everywhere.
Is this a Georgia O'Keeffe exhibit, or...
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Tether Radio Podcast, the only podcast keeping you from spiraling out into the infinite abyss. I'm your host, Daniel, and I'm joined, as always, by the lovely Allie.
What up?
What up, dude?
Living the dream.
Living the dream one day at a time, right? Jeez. Bear with us, listeners. We're both dragging today, so, for no apparent reason.
Dude, I think... Well, okay, so I'm finally knocking this cold that I had all week, but also just the cold weather this week killed me.
Yeah.
I like it, but at the same time, I feel like a little old granny, and I'm like, oh no, I need my scarf to cover my ears. I'm cold.
I need my lap blanket. Oh, that's awesome. Well, how was your week?
Man, it was a week, I guess. It was okay. I had a cold, and that was shitty, but I'm glad that's gone.
Yeah.
We really cleaned the house up, and I like...
Jesus, Megan, I need to do that.
Your house is fine. You're an idiot. No, your house is fine. But, like, it's just so good to, like, realize, like, you walk in and you're like, oh, yeah, we shampooed the carpet. Yeah. Like...
You shampooed your carpet?
Yeah.
Holy hell, you really cleaned.
We really cleaned, yeah.
Wow, dude. So honestly, now I have a legitimate question about shampoo and carpet.
Yeah.
How does one go about, like, how do you get the shampoo out? I mean,
it's a like a carpet cleaner machine dude thing.
Oh, did you go like rent one?
No, we have one. My mom gave us her old one.
Oh no shit!
If y'all want to borrow
like
it, you can.
Like a rug doctor kind of thing,
something like that. But it's a big.
Does it do like steaming kind of
pretty
stuff?
much, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's really neat.
Sorry, I know that this
has been a super exciting intro. Love to be adults.
Yeah, seriously, that's so funny that you would say that. I had some buddies over the other day. And literally somehow we found ourselves talking about what, like, kitchen appliances we like the most.
Yeah.
And I was like, God, is this what my fucking life has come to?
Like you just wake up one day and you realize that you have preferences on what blinds to put up.
Exactly. Exactly. And I was just like, Jesus, what have I let myself become? But
like, I'm super excited to later today try to find a shelf for some books and hang up. Like, what?
Dude.
What?
Yeah. Have you ever seen those invisible shelves?
Yeah, those are weird.
I'm sorry, invisible shelves.
I gotcha.
Anyway, well, rock and roll, man. I was trying to think if anything interesting happened to me this week, and I don't think really. Megan and I have been trying to save money on groceries.
Yeah.
And so we were like, all right, we're not going to go to the grocery this week. We're just going to eat what we have kind of thing.
Oh, that starts getting weird.
Shit has gotten super... Like, I'm pretty sure for, like, dinner tonight, we're eating, like, frozen egg rolls.
Yeah.
So...
Well, but that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, well, I guess it is.
It just depends when you get to, like, the weird pairings, and you're like, today we are having eggs and rotini.
Yes. Egg rotini.
Love
delicious.
Egg rotini.
Okay, so I did have, well, first of all, we were talking a little bit pre-show. Megan and I got up this morning, and I feel like both of us were, like, not still drunk, but, like, kind of hazy.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I had the term rubber baby buggy bumpers.
Oh my God. My dad used to say that all the time, and I hate it. Like,
dude,
I love it, but I hate it because I can't get it out of my head.
Dude, Megan and I sat downstairs saying it back and forth to each other.
Till it lost all its meaning.
Dude, it was like, and like, we couldn't get it fucking right.
Yeah.
Like, unless I'm looking
really
at
hard.
it and reading it, I can't, anyway.
Yeah.
So that was side note there. But I wanted to tell a little story about this app that they're using at the daycare now.
Okay.
And it's called Bright Wheel. And so the daycare, so you know how I feel about data and locking that shit down, and that it's like, yes, I'm the tinfoil hat manufacturer of the podcast.
My friend at work, he went to get a Costco membership, and he like filled out all the info.
Yeah,
and they were like, "Okay, let's take a picture." He's like, "You can't have my picture," and they're like, "We you have to," and he's like, "No," and they're like, "Well, then you can't have a membership," and he's like, "All right, bye." Like,
really?
he's stuck with it.
I
thought
honestly
of you,
respect,
like,
dude.
right?
Respect.
Yeah.
But so they basically handed out stuff to get everybody to sign up for this app, and the way that the app works is they use that in order to so that you can like check your kid in and out kind of thing, and like they have like a special code that it's like if you can't present that code, then you can't get the kid kind of thing.
It's like a safety thing.
Yeah. But me being the person that I am, and not really being a big fan of all this stuff, because one thing that we really wanted to try to do for Finn is allow him to choose whether or not he wants that data out there.
Yeah, I like when parents do that. I think that's really good.
And and obviously I'm talking about a 2-year-old at this point, so he doesn't really give a shit. But like, for instance, all of like, I think that we have posted in the over the course of his life, probably less than 10 things on social media with his picture, kind of thing. Yeah. And it's more out of respect for him than anything, you know. And I'm sure I'm being like over the top, but whatever. It's my fucking kids, so go fuck yourself. But anyway, so using this Bright Wheel app thing, they give you a code to sign up for it, and it's supposed to pair you with your child.
Okay.
Well, they made a mistake.
Oh, good.
And yeah, exactly.
Good.
And so I sign up for this thing, and it's like, oh, here's your kid, Abigail.
Sure.
And I'm like, what? So I like start looking. It has full name.
Oh, no.
It has both the parents' names. It has their address. It has their phone numbers. It has like shit that it's like, what? And this is just because there was a
glitch.
There was a problem. Like, basically, they didn't realize, because we're in a quote pilot program. They didn't realize that everybody would be required to have a separate child code versus school code kind of thing.
Okay.
So they made copies of this one paper. So basically, everybody that was signing up in Finn's room got Abigail's thing. And I was like,
I mean, that could have been a nightmare. Like, if someone was working that didn't know the parents by their faces and stuff, you could have just showed up and been like, here for Abigail. And they'd be like, here's your kid.
And I was like, well, okay, Megan, you need to email them because I think someone's gotten Finn's.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to fucking send him to school knowing that some other person could potentially pick him up, you know? Which I know that I'm being
but it's still
over the top.
Yeah,
but
it
was
the point.
Yeah, it was just it was really weird, and it was really difficult to actually have that child removed from my account.
Yeah.
Like, I had to contact them and go through, like, whatever, all their, like, IT support and, like, whatever.
Yeah.
It was really weird. Yeah. So, any parents out there that are listeners, Bright Wheel, cool concept. I don't know. Not sold quite yet. So.
And that could have been not really Bright Wheel's fault, but the people at the daycare who were handling it who just didn't quite get it.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
And that's why it kind of made me nervous, is that the whole pilot program thing, nobody's really that familiar with it over there. You know? So, but anyway, I just wanted to put that out there because it was an interesting whatever development, I guess. But anywho, so without further ado, let us get into episode 75.
Woohoo.
Let's do it. Where are we going to start?
I'm going to start with these judges.
Let's do it.
So, there's 3 judges in Indiana who are suspended after a White Castle brawl that left 2 of them wounded.
So, real quick, I didn't look at any of your stuff.
Good.
So,
good.
like, I'm going in completely blind today.
Good,
anyway,
because I like that.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is from NPR. This is trustworthy, I would say. You know,
yeah.
3 judges in Indiana tried to go to a strip club at 3 a.m.
I like that they describe him as a gaggle.
A gaggle.
A gaggle of judges.
They sadly found the strip club was closed, so they went to a White Castle. A fourth judge went into the White Castle. I think he was in a different car, I believe. And these other three judges were standing outside. And it's a little unclear, but it sounds like the one female judge just flipped off a passing car, like, for no reason. Dude, I have been a drunk asshole. Like, I know, like...
Yeah, this is just bizarre.
Like, I'm not a judge.
Yeah, well, exactly. Well, anyway, yeah.
Well, I'm judgmental, yeah, sure.
I was gonna say, I'm an unofficial judge, but...
So anyway, she flips off this car, I think for no reason. I don't think she even knew the guys. And those guys parked their car.
Oh, God.
A physical altercation ensued among the four men, two of them hitting and kicking each other as the other two wrestled on the ground. These are grown-ass adults.
Yeah, I mean,
These are adulty adults. They're like, judges.
Yeah. What? These are adulty adults, dude.
Have you ever heard that meme that's like... You're like in some situation, you're like, I need an adult, and you like realize you are, and then you're like, I need an adultier adult.
Yeah. I need a more adult.
One of the guys who'd been flipped off then allegedly pulled a gun and shot one of the judges in the stomach and another twice in the chest. They both had to have emergency surgeries.
What?
The Indiana court system has said these three judges gravely undermined public trust in the dignity and decency of Indiana's judiciary. You could say that, yeah.
What? This is fucking bizarre.
Right?
Like,
what a great
I don't even
story.
feel like you could make this shit up. Like,
oh, man. Truth is stranger than fiction, right?
No shit, dude. Truth is stranger than fiction. Jesus. My God.
Oh,
dude.
and there was a really like bizarre quote from the female judge that was like, "I feel like this is all my fault." It is.
Yeah,
it is.
Do you know why you feel that way?
You flipped off some bros and they jumped you.
Seriously. Oh my God, that is so fucking ridiculous, man. That's amazing. All right.
I will continue with the ridiculousness.
I like the ridiculosity better.
This is a wild one. I've got some good shit this
I
week,
know,
man.
right?
Okay, this is the headline. This is the Washington Post headline. Russia's greatest Napoleonic reenactor was found drunk in a river with the severed arms of his lover in his backpack. What?
What? In the fuck?
Oleg Sokolov was fished out of the Moika River early Saturday morning with a backpack containing a woman's severed arms. So this guy's 63. Again, he's an adulty adult. He's 63, and he's an assistant professor of history and a prominent scholarly reenactor of the Napoleonic Wars. The arms in his backpack are thought to be those of one of his students, 24-year-old Anastasia Yashenko, whose dismembered and decapitated body was found in Sokolov's apartment just a few houses down from where he was hauled out of the water, drenched and intoxicated. On Thursday, he shot her in a fit of rage. They were arguing over his children, apparently, who are older than her.
What in the fuck, man?
He shot her.
Yeah.
And then, I think she came at him with a knife.
Yeah.
But, like...
I'm surprised she didn't, like, reach for a spear.
Oh, man, the spear.
The spear.
So he shot her and killed her. And then the next day he had people over to hang out with her dead body just in another room with the door closed.
Oh, okay. So they didn't know that it was...
Nope, they didn't know.
Gotcha.
Once his guests left, he decided to dismember and dispose of the body.
That makes me think of, like, Gacy.
Right.
Didn't he have, like, parties with the kids stored under his, like, fucking floorboards and shit or something like that?
Maybe.
It was something like that.
Maybe.
And they were like, oh, yeah, there was... You know, now that you mention it, there was kind of a weird smell.
Like, if I go over to a house and there's a smell that I can't identify, like, if it's, like, dirty, I'm like, not a fan of this.
Yeah.
Like, but I feel like if it was rotting corpses, surely that would... There's
dirt
gotta be
and
some,
rot
like,
are two way different smells.
There's gotta be some, like, natural, innate, like, you're like, is that what a corpse smells like? There's got, like, once you smell it, you gotta know, right?
Yeah. Oh my God. Anyway,
so she was pretty freshly dead, so probably they didn't smell her or anything. But
Gotcha.
So his people left, and he decided to dismember and dispose of the body. He told police that doing this made him sick. So he drank heavily to keep himself going.
Dahmer.
This is awful. I can't. This is really bad. More vodka, please.
Yeah, my God.
They're not sure if he jumped into the river, which was, like, really shallow, like, shallow enough to, like, wade in.
Yeah.
They're not sure if he jumped in because he tossed the backpack in and it didn't sink, or if he fell in because he was so drunk. But also, his plan was to go to his reenacting gig on Sunday dressed as Napoleon and then romantically take his own life in front of the unsuspecting tourists. So at least he didn't get that far.
Oh my... Dude, this guy's a fucking lunatic.
The story's insane. The story's insane.
Oh my God.
Also, I really like that they worded this, they're like, the arms are thought to be those of one of his students. We did find a body missing its arms.
Yeah.
We're not certain.
Oh my God.
And there's a whole bunch of allegedly is thrown in here, but, like, he confessed.
Yeah.
I
just
know
love
why
that
you gotta cover yourself with the allegedly is when they confess.
I love there's a whatever, you know, how they'll have paragraph breaks and they'll have like other headlines kind of thing.
Oh, I almost clicked that one.
Why Russia's Me Too movement hasn't happened?
Oh no, I didn't click that one. This was a different one.
And it's like, because it's fucking Russia. How about that?
They go into that on this and they're like, so many women in Russia are being abused by their like partners.
Yeah.
And like they don't go to the cops because they don't do anything.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Jesus, dude. Anyway, that is absolutely fucking bizarre,
that
dude.
was wild.
That I have to say, if I was able to award you with wildest fucking headline,
It was a good find.
that is it, dude. You win, hands down. Jesus, man. Well, let's keep on the weird beat.
Sure.
I want to talk to you and the listeners about a perverse con man that made up a handicapped sibling, tricked a caregiver into changing his adult diaper to get his rocks off. So, yeah, this dude in New Orleans by the name of Rutledge, also known as Rory Dees, he was arrested and booked on charges of sexual battery and human trafficking, which is kind of crazy. I actually looked... I'm glad that you have a furrowed brow.
Yeah, furrowed brow is such a good way to describe that face I just made. Yeah.
So human trafficking involves, and this is straight from the Department of Homeland Security website.
Okay.
Human trafficking involves the use of force, fraud, or coercion to obtain some type of labor or commercial sex act. Oh. So it actually does fucking fall under the definition.
More stuff could fall under trafficking than I thought. Okay.
And sexual battery, I didn't, I looked up sexual battery also.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one either.
Actually, and for some reason I decided to close that tab. Anyway, it's the unwanted form of contact with an intimate part of the body that is made for purposes of sexual arousal, sexual gratification, or sexual abuse. So both of these, it definitely what this fucker was doing definitely falls under human trafficking and sexual battery.
Jeez.
So, but yeah, so this dude created a fake brother of his that was handicapped that required a caretaker to change diapers, and basically he decided to act as the handicapped brother because who didn't exist at all. And let's see, he had a mental and physical handicap, according to this dude's like whatever the post that he was trying to get a caregiver for.
Okay.
So he was posing as his non-existent brother and had the caregiver change his adult diapers so that he could become sexually aroused. That alone is like, I understand, you know what, each to their own.
Hey man, kink shaming is my kink though.
But this is weird, man.
The diaper community is so weird.
It is really fucking strange.
I have a friend that used to find
I'm so glad
diaper
you have
people.
an
I do, of course I do. I have a friend that used to find stuff on Twitter from like diaper baby dudes.
What?
And send it to me. And I'm like, don't send me this. Please stop sending me this. And like he wouldn't do it for like months. And then out of nowhere he'd send me one. And I'm like,
is this the same guy that hooks you up with occasional stories or whatever for the podcast?
No,
different?
but I got a lot of weird friends.
That's amazing. I'm glad those are two different people.
I got plenty of unique weirdo friends.
That's awesome. So yeah, this dude basically got this caretaker to come and change his diaper so that he could become aroused. Ugh. And I just love that they say the victim became, quote, increasingly suspicious with each visit and contacted authorities after 10 different sessions with the imposter.
Look, I am not trying to victim blame.
Yeah.
But it took you 10 times? 10?
That's, it's...
And to also be like, where is your brother that's usually here taking care of you?
Yeah, and why do you have a raging boner every time that I touch your diaper? Like, why are you at full mass, bro?
God.
Like, come on.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 10 times, I'm going to the cops.
That was literally a comment on the Reddit. It was like, fool me 10 times, shame on you. Fool me 11 times, shame on me.
I love it. Oh, man.
Oh, my God. And apparently he also had a Schedule 2 controlled dangerous substance, which, honestly, I'm not going to lie, like, I guess he had some, like, oxy or, like,
okay.
some amphetamines or something. But anyway.
Imagine a diaper baby dude.
On
drugs.
Like, yeah, I know, right? He's railing crushed up Adderall.
It's not like he's a weirdo.
Yeah, right before he gets his diaper changed.
Oh,
Jesus. But, yeah, so fear not, caregivers that change adult diapers. This man has been booked.
Good.
So you won't fall prey to his antics.
I wonder how jail time is going to go for him.
Oh
hey, man, what are you in for? Oh, I pulled a knife on a guy in a White Castle parking lot. He was a judge. It's a weird story. What are you in for? Money laundering.
Yes, seriously. I like to use laundering.
Shit.
Heyo. All right, cool. Well, let us. Where are we gonna go from here? Let me do. Actually, let's get into the vape stuff.
Yeah.
So we have this one listed as a quick shit, but I don't know how much of a quick shit this is going to be.
We may go into it a little bit.
So yeah, this one was from the Washington Post, and why can I not find it? Interesting. Oh, here we go. So, a young athlete just received what doctors say is first double lung transplant due to vaping. So, at first I was like, I know that there were double lung transplants before this, but
sure.
Obviously it's literally secondary to vaping.
Yeah.
So, this guy who is 17 underwent a roughly 6-hour transplant surgery on the 15th. He spent a month on life support after suffering, quote, complete lung failure and would have faced, quote, certain death without the operation, according to doctors.
Yeah.
So this guy was, and this is what I want to emphasize, underline, highlight, whatever else to bring this to people's attention.
Yeah.
This is not like vaping.
This is not somebody vaping mango jewels.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what really rubs me the wrong way about how all of these fucking articles are written. Because they just skim over the fact that like in this article they said 29 out of 29 people that they had taken lung fluid samples from the CDC, sorry, they being the CDC, they tested positive for vitamin E acetate, which is used as a thickening agent in black market THC products. For the uninitiated, THC, aka weed, cannabis, the active ingredient. So it really irritates me because basically it has all been proven completely true that This shit is like the black market stuff. It's not the regulated. Well, and I say regulated.
Well, those aren't really regulated, but they're held to some sort of standard.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, if Juul was putting out a bunch of contaminated cartridges and shit like that, this would have been way apparent fucking a decade ago, kind of thing.
This
well,
maybe
not
been
a decade.
A lot more people would have been affected.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
and so, so it kind of, I don't know. This sucks because I feel like you could almost compare this to people that are buying some other illicit drug, and it's being, whatever, like cocaine being cut with like fucking cornstarch or something.
Or think of like moonshine and people that drink bad moonshine and literally go blind.
Yeah. Yeah.
That doesn't
like
mean
bathtub gin kind of shit,
But that doesn't mean all alcohol is going to blind you.
Exactly.
Generally, no, it won't.
Yeah, exactly. And so, I mean, this is absolutely terrible that this guy, that this has happened or whatever. And honestly, I think that it's absolutely fucking crazy that we're actually, medical studies have advanced to the point to where we can do this.
Yeah.
A fucking double lung transplant.
Yeah.
Now, the thing that's really kind of sad about this is they were talking about his prognosis moving forward.
Yeah.
And they're like, double lung transplants, you're looking at like 7 to 15 years past now. So
and then you need more?
Lungs? Well, and then I'm assuming that you're going to have some kind of complication with either like some kind of rejection or requiring another lung transplant, which, I mean, you get one, dude, pretty sure you're going to be at the fucking bottom of the transplant list, I mean, that puts that kid in like early 30s.
Yeah.
And that's if he makes it
he
to
goes
the,
man.
But so... Yeah, so it's just kind of irritating that this, this sucks. I hate that this is, because this kid went through so much stuff. He literally was on life support for a month. He was, and just went downhill super quick.
It's
kind of
almost
thing.
like we could fix all this if we legalized weed.
I know, right? Almost. but
then people wouldn't be ordering weird black market THC oil to vape when they could just legally buy weed.
That's the thing that is absolutely bizarre about how, which, I mean, and this comes as no surprise because trace the money. That's who's going to be making the fucking decisions. Yep. And but the shit thing is it's like, dude, I feel like the United States government always, it's like they want to throw money at the symptoms instead of actually addressing the fucking problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, you know what, dude? I think that we have probably Altria and Philip Morris and, Philip Morris to thank for this because...
Who's Altria?
Altria is like the umbrella whatever company that I think Philip Morris changed their name to Altria.
Okay, they're one of the big ones. Okay.
Yeah, and they own Marlboro.
Yeah,
and who also now owns Juul for $18 billion. God. Holy fuck. Anyway, and they're apparently like running Juul into the ground to the point to where there's not going. Vaping is on its way out, man. Basically, so.
And that
which
sucks because
yeah.
a lot of people have had good experiences with vaping. Like, my mom tried to quit. I mean, my mom smoked for over 30 years, and she tried to quit every way. Like, she tried, the different meds you can be on. She tried, nicotine gum and the patch and all these different things, and like nothing ever stuck. And she tried vaping and stuck with it. And she's not had a cigarette in 6-ish years, maybe more. I mean,
that's incredible.
That's the only one. She didn't even cheat a single time.
Yeah.
And that's awesome to say. Yeah. And she also like really quickly backed the nicotine on it down to completely zero.
Yeah.
So like,
well, and that's the other thing that's really cool about the vaping stuff is like you can choose the nicotine content.
Strength of that.
Yeah. Because I mean, Jesse was talking to me about it a little bit. And he was like, yeah, dude, I backed it down, which at this point he's like, I barely even do it anymore,
he's hardly got, he doesn't vape very much, but mostly because of all this crazy stuff that's going on. And, why put yourself at risk for this craziness if,
it just sucks, but yeah, so kind of staying in the same vein of the vaping stuff.
Yep.
Apple has decided to ban all vaping apps from the App Store.
Yeah.
Now, if you already have one downloaded, it will not be affected.
Yeah.
But if you don't have it down, and honestly, they even said that you would still keep access to it if you downloaded it and deleted it. If you had previously downloaded, you can still re-download it. It's just not going to be listed.
Okay.
So basically, they're jumping on board, and they were.
I don't really know what the vaping apps do.
So I'm assuming that it would just be like almost like, well, it is described as, in this article at least, that it helps. Let's see, the App Store guidelines now ban software that encourages or helps people to vape. So. I know it's kind of laughable to me too.
I'm almost like, is this like Untapped for vaping? Like, you check into your Juul Mango?
I'm wondering if it's not like they have like different locations, like vape stores on there. Like it's basically like
it's like Pokemon Go, like, but instead of finding like where to battle people, you find
Juul pods. But anyway, so an Apple spokesperson was quoted as saying, experts ranging from the CDC to the American Heart Association have attributed, I don't know why I said attributed, attributed a variety of lung injuries and fatalities to e-cigarette and vaping products, going so far as to call the spread of these devices a public health crisis and a youth epidemic. We agree, and we've updated our App Store review guidelines to reflect that apps encouraging or facilitating the use of these products are not permitted. This is another one of these cases that it's like fucking annoying as shit, because nowhere in here, or they glaze over the fact that the vast majority, if not all, were illegal THC cartridges, basically, that were made like black market, kind of whatever. Some dude is, melting shatter in his mom's basement and fucking adding vitamin E acetate to thicken it or some shit. And I mean, like, I'm
so paranoid about, like, I'm not like super, super health concerned, but like, I feel like I put an effort into the really obvious ways to control what I ingest.
Yeah.
So like, I don't like take an Advil from somebody that I'm not pretty good friends with or something. And, I don't like a guy that we know, said that he was like in some like bar's parking lot a few weeks back, and some dude just walked out and was like, "Hey man, you like weed?" And he was like, "Yeah." He handed him 2 pills and he just took them. What?
That's fucking like insane.
Yeah. Who knows what? Sure, I'll take these. Great. Like, I would never.
No.
Because of my luck, that would kill me.
Yeah, exactly.
But just to say, like, I can't imagine ordering a vape juice from a black market. Like, not a seller on Etsy or their own, Amazon web store or whatever they've got set up.
Yeah.
That's got some reviews and some decency and stuff.
Yeah.
A black market thing to ingest. Who knows what's in that?
Oh, yeah, like, totally. I mean, fuck, dude. That's why we have all these heroin overdoses. Because it's fucking laced with, like, fentanyl and, shit like that.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, that is... But, yeah, so this is just... I don't know. I feel like I'm almost, like, on a fucking soapbox.
I know. No, I think we both are.
But at the time of this article was written, there have been 2,172 cases and 42 deaths in regards to vaping-related illnesses. Yeah. Scary. I just, you know what, man? I my heart goes out to all the people out there that are fucking just like vaping to quit smoking, or just fucking vaping because you want to fucking vape.
Sure.
Whatever, dude. Yeah, because it sucks, because I'm now.
But
now
man,
let me put on my doctor hat.
Don't order weed products from the black market.
Yeah. Let me put on my doctor hat for 1 second. In my opinion, I think we're probably going to get down whatever, once we've got probably like, I don't know, another decade of like studies in regards to vaping, I'm
Yeah.
sure we're gonna find out that something's fucked with it, you know? And
Yeah.
I mean, it's just it's one of those things that it's like, dude, lungs were made for oxygen exchange, you know, and that was it.
Yeah.
They're not made for whatever, smoking cigarettes,
Yeah.
smoking weed, smoking fucking vape, you know. But yeah, it's just that I think that will be kind of interesting to look back on and be like, you know.
I saw some stat the other day that said vaping is 95% healthier and safer for you than cigarettes, and I was like, what's that even mean?
Yeah,
Did you just
right.
completely pull that out of your ass?
Yeah.
Like, what? 95% what?
Yeah.
Like, I want to know what you mean.
It's like vaping is 95% healthier than Russian roulette.
Well, like, yeah.
You know, it's like, what
That's
the
such a
fuck,
good way to
dude?
put it. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But anyway, I will hop off my vaping soapbox.
Hey, I might have a soapbox to get on here.
All right.
Little
I'll hand it over to Allie.
little more science stuff.
Let's do it.
The Ohio House has passed a bill allowing student answers to be scientifically wrong due to religion.
This is the world that we live in today, folks. Jesus.
The Ohio House on Wednesday passed the Student Religious Liberties Act. Under this law, students can't be penalized if their work is scientifically wrong as long as their reasoning is because of their religious beliefs. So instead, they're graded on substance and relevance.
What?
What?
I feel like we're getting to the point to where it's like people are going to be able to just deny evolution,
Yes,
because of like religious beliefs.
Well, and
stuff.
also this could potentially get abused all to hell.
Oh my god!
You could absolutely just be ridiculous and say anything's based on your religion.
Yeah.
That no, you didn't get this math problem wrong because in your religion, 2 + 2 is 5.
Yeah.
And like,
Oh, your religion too?
also,
Jesus.
I have a little tangent about this.
What's up?
What if this like applies to teachers too? Like eventually, you know,
Yeah.
right now it's students,
like
but
as
what
in
if,
they can teach whatever the hell they want, kind
Yeah.
of thing, and
Like,
and whatever stated as fact.
yeah.
Kind of thing.
I had a teacher. This is for
Jeez.
real. My 4th grade teacher taught us that there were 5 continents. 5. Because not because of religion, but because he was just nuts. He said Antarctica is not one because it's just ice, and Australia didn't count because it's an island. I was 9 and furious. I was like, no,
theoretically,
there are 7.
all the continents are islands.
Right? Thank you. Like,
Jesus,
you
dude.
can't make up your own rules.
Yeah.
Like, this is not. Oh my god.
Facts are called facts for a fucking reason, man.
Seriously, I went home and I was like, Mom, my teacher.
Dude, that is, I mean, this is just outrageous.
And
man.
also, he was, you know, he's a 4th grade teacher. He's not going to listen to his students being like, it's 7. There's 7 continents.
Yeah.
And be
What
like,
about
you
those
don't
other-
know.
What about those other 2, Mr. Johnson?
He had something else that made me so mad. That was like absolutely wrong, and I can't remember what it was.
Oh my god, he sounds like a fucking piece of work.
He
So.
was nuts.
Jeez. Huh.
But yeah, I don't know. I hope that doesn't really get traction. And like, what do you mean you're graded on? What did it say? Substance and relevance? Shut the
Get
fuck
the fuck
up.
out
What
of
does
here,
that
man.
mean?
Yeah, what the fuck does that mean? Jeez, dude. All right, well, where are we going to go from? Cheer.
We got some porn news, don't we?
Yes, we do. I thought you'd never ask. So, for some reason, there have been multiple episodes of the Tether Radio podcast that I don't know why this shit always comes across. I think that
I don't
think it's
seek
just
out porn news, but it happens across like
Yeah.
my feeds that I'm on.
Yeah, that's what I'm just. Well, I don't know. We'll go ahead and get into it. So
We've got 2. You've got 1 and I've got 1.
Yeah, exactly.
Double porn news.
Double porn news. We pulled this one from Wired. Audio porn streams erotica to your ears and your imagination.
You love to hear it.
I know, right? So basically, they're being compared, and they being Quinn, the website Quinn, is being compared to or described as Spotify for audio porn.
I bet Spotify's real happy with that.
Yeah, I know, right? And I love this, man. I'm just going to read this first paragraph because it's fucking phenomenal. Caroline Spiegel drags her mouse and pulls the and pulls the audio scrubber from left to right on the screen. The track, Good Morning, features 24 minutes of whispers, kisses, and moans. This is called a snuggle fuck, she explains.
I can't.
It's where people cuddle and fuck. So, yes. This woman is, so yes. And honestly...
Is this ASMR but for your dick?
I know, seriously, it really is, dude. So she is the co-founder of Quinn, which is a platform for erotic recordings, and she basically describes it as Spotify for audio porn. So basically, what they have is crowdsourced, or as of right now, I think that they're a little bit more choosy about what gets put on the website. But they want to get to the point to where it's crowdsourced with like comments and likes and stuff. And when people upload stuff, you can actually give tips in the future, kind of thing. So, and tips as in money tips, not tips as in like, oh, you know what really get my rocks off?
No, that's what I thought you meant.
That's why I figured I should.
Just a suggestion.
Hey, you're a little hot on the mic, so back off.
If you could breathe a little heavier.
Jeez, dude. So let's see. First, it's just for porn and not for music. Doesn't traffic in video, only in audio and text. So that was kind of interesting to me because they're actually stepping over into what I would describe as the Harlequin romance platform. But yeah, so they've got more than 400 people that have been uploading recordings, and basically they're creating an oral repository of sexual predilections. Predilections?
I think it's predilections.
Predilections. Sorry, I can't weed good. And that you can stream through headphones like your favorite album. So I kind of like this because this is one of these things that, like, I don't know. What it makes me think of is, like, in the genre of horror movies, it's like not showing the horror monster or whatever, so that your imagination can kind of fill in the blanks or whatever, which is kind of cool, you know. I mean, I don't know if this is really, you know, for me. So
see, I listen to a ton of podcasts and I listen to audiobooks and stuff, and but I do that when I'm doing other stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess if I want to listen to porn while I'm painting my nails, that's one thing. But, I'm not going to listen to this, driving. Or,
I want to
working.
turn it on before I go through, the Chick-fil-A, drive-thru or whatever. And it's just, you roll your window down, you're just hearing this, oh, yeah, put it in there, you know? And it's oh, sorry, let me turn down my audio porn.
It's like me with all my murder shit. I pull up to order, and they're like... And then he bit her nipple off. And you're like, I'm sorry. Yeah, that was a large Coke, please. Yes.
Yes. Oh, my God.
Hey, that could double. That could also be on here. But,
yeah,
you just have to...
That's what I was
And then he bit... Well, maybe not bit it off, but just bit her nipple.
Jesus. Oh, my gosh. If I wish you guys could see this, because I actually just gave Allie a tip for that little... tidbit, but which I also didn't really.
Also, what's this thing called? Quinn.
Yeah.
If you guys are looking to sponsor a podcast, get at us.
Yes, fuck yeah. I would love to do a fucking ad copy for Quinn on here, man. That would be incredible.
Oh my God. Hey, let's email him. Fuck it.
There you go. So yeah, this was just kind of interesting because I feel like in the cool thing about the United States and where we are headed with sexuality, in my opinion, is that, dude, it's becoming consistently lesser and lesser taboo.
Yes.
And like for instance, fucking Wired is, we pulled this from Wired. We didn't pull it from the fucking New York Post.
Yeah.
We didn't pull it from the Daily Beast,
Yeah.
And so it's just kind of cool that it's, because, I mean, fuck, man, different strokes for different folks, And I mean,
Literally, right?
Hey-yo. And so, yeah, it's just kind of cool. And there was, let's see. Cause,
also, dude, like, just in books, people love erotica and romance and stuff like that. Like, it's just not for me, but, like, I don't care. If you want to read it. And, like, if you want to listen to it, listen to it.
I mean, I just finished reading it, and that was that was way too erotic for me. It makes me uncomfortable. Well, I guess it makes me uncomfortable because I'm reading about 11-year-olds.
Well, that's true.
But yeah, I mean, I guess I can, that's cool, whatever. I feel like every time I think of the, like, erotic literature, I think of, like, some lady, like, in a knitting circle kind of thing. It's just like, oh, yeah, I gotta... And it's, like, some book about some, that has a cowboy with his shirt off on the front,
They still make so many of those. Like, sometimes
they really do.
I scroll through the library app, and I'm just, like the what's new section.
Yeah.
And so many of them will just be, like, an oiled up bro with a cowboy hat and tight jeans on. And I'm like, what?
I fucking love the covers of those books.
They're so funny.
They're so incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah, so as of right now, I don't think that they have not they haven't launched quite yet, and I don't know if I don't think they actually had a specific date. They're basically just developing currently.
Man, I like to wonder when I'm, like, out, like, say at the grocery store or something, and other people have their earbuds in. I'm like, I wonder what they're listening to. And now this is a new thing to be like, is this guy listening to porn?
Yes.
Over here picking out his cabbage.
I hope so. My God. But something else that I kind of wanted to mention on about this story was, dude, they've got some statistics about Pornhub.
Yeah?
It is fucking outrageous.
Pornhub is...
Okay, wait.
We should buy stock.
Dude, 4.79 million videos were uploaded last year alone.
God.
Take a stab.
That's a lot of documentaries to watch.
33.5 billion visits in 2018.
Jeez.
They literally, the daily average was 92 million visitors.
Good God.
Like, dude, we need to get on Pornhub to advertise our fucking podcast. Think about the fucking reach. Holy shit.
Or at least the fucking.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I misspoke. The reach around.
The reach.
But anyway,
I've got more Pornhub news.
Yes, please. Let's go.
This is actually not really porn news, but it's on Pornhub. China's messaging against the Hong Kong protests has found a new outlet on Pornhub. Twitter.
This is fucking great.
I know.
Yeah.
Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube have been shutting down accounts spreading China's narrative about the Hong Kong protests overseas. Mm-hmm. And resourceful patriots are putting their videos on another extremely popular, as you just said, platform, the world's biggest porn site.
Fucking awesome, dude.
Xu Chang is a Chinese online commentator with over 3 million followers on Chinese social media platform Weibo. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Weibo, maybe. She said Tuesday that she and other internet users had uploaded a number of propaganda videos onto Pornhub after being unable to put them on YouTube. So she's pretty much saying, we want to get this message out, and you guys, everybody keeps taking it down.
Yeah.
So we're putting it on Pornhub. And also the article mentioned in passing that the Hong Kong police have been using the term cockroach to refer to the protesters. I just thought that was interesting.
Oh, wow. Huh.
It's pretty dark.
Yeah, no shit.
And then at the very end, it said Pornhub's VP said on Thursday that they had reviewed and removed all the videos for violating the terms of service.
That sucks.
There's no buttholes in this one. Take it down.
No buttholes. So it's not that it was propaganda. It's the fact that there's just a complete and utter lack of butthole.
There's no fucking in the video, and honestly, we require fucking.
Yes. Oh my God, that is amazing.
But hey,
but that's fucking awesome.
I like them being resourceful.
There you go, dude. Yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Dude, let's talk about this vagina museum. I almost said hotel. Wow. Anyway,
That's a different thing. A vagina hotel is completely different.
yes.
The world's first vagina museum dedicated to gynecological anatomy is opening up in London.
Fuck yeah.
I meant to grab the date on when it's opening. It may be open now, but it's either opening or is open at this point. The director, Florence Schechter, said her motivation for opening it is that there's a penis museum in Iceland, but there's no vagina equivalent. And then she also added, quote, "I just love the vag. I'm a bisexual woman."
I just love the vag.
Like, I love that she just owns it.
That's awesome.
The first exhibit there is called Muff Busters.
I just saw that. So yeah, it
Vagina
opened.
myths and how to fight them.
It opened yesterday.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Good. I hope it does well.
That's fucking. I mean, that's fun.
It sounds neat,
Whatever,
man.
you know?
So this exhibit looks at misconceptions that surround gynecological anatomy, including cleanliness, appearance, periods, sex, and contraception.
Mm-hmm.
And they also they cited a couple like survey results that they had.
I'm currently on the website, and there's just a lot of vagina everywhere.
Is this a Georgia O'Keeffe exhibit or? But they had done like some just like general surveys in Great Britain, I think in Great Britain, and they found that 1 in 5 adult women thought that you had to take out a tampon to urinate.
What?
You're.
I mean, I'm a fucking male, and I know that. I mean,
You're
I know
also
that
more
you
into
don't have
medicine.
to.
You're,
well, true.
You know more medical stuff than a lot of guys, but like 1 in 5 women.
That's pretty incredible.
Adult women.
But dude, that's kind
People
of
don't know stuff.
Well, and it kind of comes back to what I was saying a little
Sex
bit
being
earlier.
taboo.
Yeah, that it's like,
Yeah.
dude, people are just down to fucking talk about
Yeah.
it now. And
So they're trying to just make it more approachable and
Yeah.
more of a. It's really neat.
that's cool. I mean, dude, this is how you erase shit from being taboo.
Yeah.
Is fucking talk about it.
Also,
So.
I have a couple anecdotes on this one.
Yeah. So Allie, I was texting Allie pre-show about this, and I sent this to her, and I was like, "Hold up." I was like, "Dude, check it. New vagina museum in London." And she goes,
We generally, whoever finds whatever article is who covers it on the show, unless it's really in somebody else's wheelhouse or something. Like if I find something that's super medical, I might let you cover it or whatever.
Yeah.
But this one, I was like, no, this is me. I got this. I got this
is
one.
mine. I was like, dude, it's all you.
Well, I also, when I told Jesse, I said, hey, they're opening a vagina museum, the first one. He goes, didn't we go to one of those? So here's why. So we used to go to First Friday downtown.
Yeah.
There's a big group of us, and it's just like a bunch of art on display through several different venues. Have you ever been? It's really cool. We should make a thing of it and go again. You could totally take Finn.
Yeah, because they do like wine and stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have been to one of those.
It's fun.
Before.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
And like people don't get around enough art, and like most everybody else was just like, hell yeah, free wine. But like I was like, cool.
Sorry,
also art.
I fell into that.
No,
category.
I was also that, but I appreciate the art too.
Yeah, for sure.
So we go to this one time, and there's a whole bunch. There's like a fluctuating group of friends that go, and friends of friends come and stuff.
Yeah.
So we go this one time, and a friend's friend came, and he had his daughter who was like 11. So we're all pretty buzzed, and we're walking around, and we're like looking at paintings and sculptures and shit that people have made. And we go in this one building, and they always have like really fucking weird things in this one building.
Yeah.
And we go in there, and there are these huge, like, big leather sculptures. Like, think like the size of, like, a big couch.
Okay.
But, like, say 20, 25 of those in a big open room.
Okay.
They're vaginas.
All of them.
All of them. Okay. Every single one. Some of them have pubes. Some of them have
I feel like I just
very
be
much detail
giggling to myself.
Well, so we're all pretty buzzed, except for the 11-year-old.
Yeah.
And we're all pretty buzzed, and we try to take stuff pretty seriously because you don't just want to be that nerd that's like, oh look, a titty, so like
look at titty.
We all like kind of walk in like one by one, and there's
Yeah.
I don't know, say 12 of us or so, and we're all kind of milling around, and you can tell we're all like looking at it,
Yeah.
and we're like, huh, because it's just abstract enough that you're like, what are all these?
Yeah.
And so like you start looking at each other, and you start looking at like the other people that are in there, and you're like, does everybody else think these are vaginas, or am I just a big old perv?
Yeah, right.
So I finally give up, and I lean over to Jesse, and I'm like, is this just a big whole room of snatches, huh? Like, we're just, nobody gonna talk about it?
Let's talk about the 500-pound vagina in the room.
The guy with the daughter figured out real quick and kind of shuffled her out. He was like, "This is a lot."
Yeah, this is a lot for a 11-year-old to digest.
God.
So,
and then one more vagina story.
Yeah, okay, keep them coming, man.
There used to be this website called Regretsy. Have you ever heard of it?
So, I think you were talking to me about it, but yeah, that's the first time I'd heard of it. So.
Well, it's gone now, and that's too bad because it was just a site that like crept around on Etsy and found weird shit.
Yeah.
One of probably my favorite thing they ever found were these custom vulva necklaces that you could get. You could pick from ones they already had made, and they came in all different shapes and textures and colors and amounts of hair. And oh man, so very detailed.
So were they made out of metal?
No, they were color. So they were like maybe a polymer clay or something. I think they were like glazed and baked like pottery.
What?
They were nicely done. I mean, yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out like the clientele.
Well, hey, if you search on Etsy, there's still a bunch of sites on Etsy that sell vulva necklaces. So,
I guess that's, I was going to say, I guess that's kind of the same as, like, dick molds and stuff, but I think that the dick mold stuff is, like, straight up for, like, masturbation,
yeah, I think
right?
so. I think so. And these are, but this one, the one that Regretsy had featured, you could send in a picture of your own business, and they would custom make you yours. And it's, like, tiny. It's, like, maybe the size of, like, a quarter on a pendant. Yeah. And I'm just like, who's wearing this? Like, what are you wearing this to your office?
What a conversation starter.
Like, dude.
Oh my god. Weird. That is fucking bizarre, dude. Beyond bizarre. God, Regretsy, R.I.P.
Regretsy. What a good time. I bet they got a cease and desist from Etsy or something.
They had to,
I'm sure. But they were around for a few years. There's probably archives out there.
I wonder if that would be, would that be considered, like, pornographic?
What, the vulva thing?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Like, there's still...
Because,
there's still a ton of sellers on Etsy.
Art, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting.
It's highly interesting.
Well, we're going to jump into something this is kind of near and dear to my heart because the rage culture that we live in.
Oh, yeah.
It just frustrates me on a daily basis.
Cancel culture, yo.
Man, I just feel like people just, like, either have too much free time on their hands or just, like, need to fucking choose their battles.
Yes.
You know, it's just, I don't get it. But we're going to talk about Disney Plus. First of all, I have no qualms with plugging Disney Plus because, dude, if you have a child in your home, like, definitely check it out. And there are some deals going on. I think it's like AT&T or like T-Mobile or something like that. That if you sign up for a specific data plan, then you get a free year of Disney Plus.
Oh, neat.
So pretty cool stuff.
And there's also some stuff. I just heard somebody saying yesterday. There's like combos. So there's like Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, and
Hulu.
Hulu was the other one.
Yeah, I believe so.
And I think all those together were maybe $18 a month, which that's a lot of content.
Yeah, but they've got some cool shit. So anyway, what I want to talk about in regards to Disney Plus, pulled this article from The Verge. Disney Plus warns viewers about past racism, but not as well as Warner Brothers. So that already, I'm just like, if you can't hear me rolling my fucking eyes,
I feel like it's coming over.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
So basically what happened, everybody is very familiar with the fact that racism was very much so more rampant back in the 40s when Disney was, really coming, to putting content out and stuff. And it was just, I don't know, have you ever seen that Song of the South?
I think I've seen parts of it, maybe.
Yeah, which it's basically kind of glorifying plantation life,
right?
And slavery and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Which, yes, obviously, that's it was fucked. It was fucked then. It's fucked now.
Yeah.
But Real quick tangent
Yeah.
on that. The guy, the actor that was the main guy for Song of the South,
Yeah.
according to some sleuthing I did on the internet, first black actor to get an Oscar.
Wow.
Which was, I thought that was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Disney has a bunch of stuff out there that it's like, for instance, they use Dumbo as an example.
Yeah.
And they say an infamous scene at the end of the movie finds a group of crows singing about seeing an elephant fly. The scene relies on a series of racist stereotypes to get through the song, including naming the lead character Jim Crow, which was a mocking term used to insult black men.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was not in good taste then. It's still not in fucking good taste.
Sure. But it was not excusable then,
Mm-hmm.
but it happened a lot then. And it was accepted. It shouldn't have been,
Yeah.
but it was.
Yes. Yeah. And so I'm not defending racism by
No.
any fucking stretch.
No.
But the way that people are it almost like they're redefining what racism is these days.
Yeah.
And they're making it this all-encompassing thing that it's not.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, making it seem like it's a lot more prevalent
Yeah.
than it actually is.
Yeah.
You know? So basically Disney decided, okay, it would be in bad taste to just fucking throw this out there
Right.
and give people access to that in 2019
Right.
and without mentioning anything about it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Warner Brothers, who did all sorts of cartoons, and I mean, like, I fucking grew up loving,
yeah.
Merry Melody stuff and,
Yeah.
like, all that
Yeah.
jazz. And so they ended up putting out a little disclaimer.
Warner Brothers did?
Warner Brothers did, yeah, because Disney Plus, they decided that, let's see, yeah, here we go. Disney Plus had some content that was questionable, and
Yeah.
it's just kind of like, hey, we don't endorse this by any stretch, but we also feel like it would be doing it a disservice to edit,
Yeah.
original content.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And I'm actually super stoked that they didn't, because I mean, we all know that it's wrong, but it's still, whatever. So the cartoons, this is Warner Brothers.
Okay.
The cartoons you were about to see are products of their time. They may depict some of the ethnic and racial prejudices that were commonplace in American society. These depictions were wrong then and are wrong today. While these cartoons do not represent today's society, they are being presented as they were originally created, because to do otherwise would be that same as claiming these prejudices never existed. I actually like that.
I don't know about that part.
What?
I don't know about editing it, making the same statement as saying this never existed. I don't think that's fair.
Yeah,
I get what they mean, but
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah.
I don't agree with that little part.
yeah, okay,
But I like their statement overall.
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, so my thing about I guess that stuff is, we can't erase history.
Sure.
The way that we learn is
Yeah.
from looking back on history, in
Yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah.
And so I see where you're coming from.
But also, this is not a history book. This is not
we're
being
talking about
included
like
in
Mickey
your
Mouse cartoons.
exactly.
And shit. And
Yeah.
so also, do you honestly think that, like, for instance, Finn is going to pick up on racism from a fucking cartoon?
Right.
I don't think so.
Right.
But I think that that's more on, like, parents, like,
Yeah.
teaching their kids right and wrong.
Yeah.
But anyway, so now I'm going to read the disclaimer for Dumbo that was put out by Disney.
Okay.
Meet Dumbo. Mrs. Jumbo's sweet little baby mine charms all who see him until it's discovered that he has huge floppy ears. With the support of his very best friend, Timothy Q. Mouse, Dumbo soon learns that his spectacular ears make him unique and special, allowing him to soar to fame as the world's only flying elephant. This contains tobacco depictions, and this program is presented as originally created. It may contain outdated cultural depictions. I don't think that I disagree with that description.
I think it's fine.
I think it's completely fine.
I think they really could have maybe even been more blunt about maybe not say cultural, but say
that
racial,
it's like racial
or say
prejudices.
prejudice, or
Yeah. Which, and I get, I completely understand where people are coming from. I think that it's completely irrelevant.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's where I disagree with, these fucking Twitter, I don't even know what to call them, but they're just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Honestly, for lack of a better term, social justice warrior kind of thing, you know? Because it's just like, dude, choose your battles.
Yeah.
We're talking about a fucking cartoon. And it's like, okay, if you're really that concerned, don't show it to your kid.
Yeah.
Or if you're really that concerned, show it to your kid and explain why it's wrong.
Exactly.
I mean, this is
make this a learning time.
Yeah. And it's like, dude, how about the parents fucking do some teaching instead of just turning on a program and And so it's just, I don't know. But it actually stirred up quite a bit of controversy, I guess, in regards to all this stuff. And basically everybody came to the same conclusion that it's like, they
You're
think
overthinking it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like sometimes I feel like these people are they can't see the forest for the trees.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Yeah,
it's like, dude, take a step back, look at why, like, what you're getting upset about.
Yeah,
and like pump the brakes.
And like racism is absolutely important and still around, obviously, and like it's a thing that you should try to do something to fix. Sure.
Yeah.
But like, is this the part?
Is this gonna make or break the war on like racism?
Yeah.
No.
Like,
and not in my opinion.
Look into how the police handle black people versus white people if you want to talk about racism. But like Dumbo, we're worried about Dumbo.
Yeah. Seriously.
I don't know.
But anyway, so yeah, just I don't know. This one, I wanted to talk about this one a little bit because I think that I think it's relevant in the sense that these people just have too much fucking time.
Yeah.
Choose your battles, folks. Like, you know what?
Worry about something that matters.
Yeah, you want to fight the good fight, man. You're going about it down an entirely wrong venue or avenue.
Yeah.
But so talking about something a little bit lighter, but still sticking on the old Disney Plus.
Yep.
So Disney, for all the Simpsons fans out there, Disney will be fixing its Simpsons widescreen problem in 2020. So, for anybody that has moved or transitioned from a CRT TV to a widescreen HD, all that stuff, aspect ratios are fucked on some old programming.
Yeah.
And so what they decided to do at The Simpsons was crop and zoom older 4:3 aspect ratio episodes to fill HD widescreen frames. Well, basically what that ended up doing was cutting out about a third of the entire fucking frame.
That's a lot.
So, yeah.
That's a big chunk.
That is a very sizable portion. And it's to the point of, or at least that was brought up in this. Literally, there is a joke that it's like they're in the Duff beer factory, and there's one tube, and it's filling up the Duff canister, the Duff Light canister, and the Duff Dry canister, and it's all coming from one tube.
Yeah.
But the joke is completely lost.
You can't see it.
Because you can't see the fucking tube.
Yeah.
So...
And Simpsons is so detailed. Like, they've got those... You can't cut the edges off of Simpsons.
No, not at all, man. But the cool thing is they're planning on fixing it early 2020.
Yeah.
So for all the people that do check out Disney Plus, and that was another thing that I will plug about Disney Plus, all 30 seasons of The Simpsons.
Oh God.
Fucking A, man. I love it.
I might commit to that.
I know, right?
I might do it.
Yeah. Which I do have to say, I think Meg and I own the first 6 seasons. The first 2.5 or 3 are pretty tough to get through.
Yeah.
It was a completely different show.
Yeah.
But anyway, so where do we want to head from here?
Let me open this whole can of worms. This insane election thing.
Oh my God, I forgot. Yeah, dude, let's do that.
You don't know what we're getting into on this.
No.
Okay. So I try to look at news on a lot of not so mainstream sites, and one that I look at is called Quartz. Mm-hmm. And I think this was an exclusive story with them from what I could find. This is a bit of a a deep dive, so strap in, I guess. A 2020 U.S. election simulation just ended with 32 dead and 200 injured. Mm-hmm. So I thought this was interesting as hell. Mm. There's a team of hackers, and they squared off last week against the U.S. Secret Service, the FBI, agents from the Department of Homeland Security, and officers from the Arlington, Virginia Police Department in a simulated 2020 national election. Mm. According to a debriefing document shared with courts, the imaginary 16-hour day ended in abject chaos. And that document is linked on there, and it's really cool and really detailed, so I'm going to put that on our Facebook page.
Oh, cool. Okay.
It's a pretty good read, and there's photos of both the teams, and they're posed, and they look like they just finished an escape room.
Really? That's awesome.
So this exercise presented a real-world scenario pushed to the extreme. The pretend election took place in a fictitious swing state city called Adversaria. I like that name.
I love it.
A group of ethical white hat hackers, that they called the Red Team, took on a group of federal agents and local cops who comprised the Blue Team. Mm-hmm. Unlike most simulations like this, the Red Team was explicitly prohibited from manipulating election equipment, forcing them to focus instead on pretty much everything else they could do. Mm-hmm. So in the first round, the Red Team developed a strategy to launch audio and video deepfake attacks. They took control of the Fox News site, CNN's Twitter, Facebook and Twitter accounts for the City Hall and the mayor, and used those to spread disinformation about voting machines being hacked. So basically, your citizens are seeing what they think as real news.
Yeah.
Saying voting machines have been hacked.
What? This is fucking, like, super interesting.
It's really interesting. It's pretty damn scary, too.
Yeah.
Also, if this was a book, I'd read the hell out of it.
Oh, no honestly, it sounds like a fucking Tom Clancy book.
Right, doesn't it? So I lost my place. Okay. Law enforcement, so the Blue Team, they responded by deploying officers and K-9 units throughout the city after the FBI informed them that a hacking attempt had occurred. So the Red Team took control of 50 autonomous cars and 5 driverless buses. So this is a little futuristic.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
They deployed something that allowed them to track people's locations and intercept their phone calls.
What?
There's your tinfoil hat.
I know, right? Jesus.
They took over traffic lights, causing accidents, and distributed a deepfake video of the Democratic candidate engaging in racial and domestic violence. So, this deepfake stuff, man.
Dude, the deepfake shit, which, for all the listeners out there, I know we've covered deepfakes a couple of times.
They're neat.
They're really fascinating.
They're terrifying.
Man. Yeah.
But they're neat.
Oh, I mean, dude, the technology is just... It's blowing by legislation.
Yeah.
And it's kind of scary.
It's really scary.
But anyway.
Like, I don't know that we'll ever get to a point where our laws are ever remotely matching what our technology is.
I completely agree.
So a protest erupted, and the Blue Team deployed officers and agents. The National Guard was put on standby, and the Blue Team told the public that there was actually no evidence of a hack on voting machines. Are you going to believe law enforcement when you've already seen what you think was credible news telling you?
And honestly, I love that this, how this is written and how they did this simulation thing. Because it kind of goes to what we were talking about pre-show. Yeah. That it's with journalism being as, for lack of a better word, questionable these days, you know? It's like this doesn't seem that far-fetched. No. Kind of thing.
And
you know?
This is not just some Trumper yelling about fake news. Yeah. Like, this is legit. This is fake news.
Yeah, exactly.
So the Red Team deepfaked the voices. There's a lot of deepfakes in this, y'all. The Red Team deepfaked the voices of polling station supervisors, convincing the poll workers to reset all the electronic voting machines.
What?
The Blue Team sent some plainclothes cops out. Pretty huge escalation here. The Red Team took over control of 5 more autonomous buses, which started slamming into people waiting to vote at the polling stations. Riots began, cars were abandoned, hospitals began to fill up. Rumors of anti-Democrat... This the start of Bird Box?
Dude, this sounds like fucking like Grand Theft Auto.
Right? It feels like it.
They must be working on Grand Theft Auto 6.
Rumors of anti-Democrat bias among police spread on social media. The National Guard is called in at this point. The red team impersonated police commanders and informed the law enforcement community that digital voting systems had been compromised. Police are responding to a hoax bomb threat on the north side of town. The red team leaks a video footage of the vehicle attacks and posed as ISIS to claim responsibility. Shit's insane.
Dude, this is fucking outrageous.
This is
how is this not a book?
Right, it needs to be.
Oh my god.
The election was canceled and people were told to go home. The government declared a state of emergency and martial law. The leaders of the group that attacked the election, a fictitious anarchist cell, were eventually identified and arrested. In the aftermath, the fear about the threat of terrorism grew. Rumors spread about the government collusion, although an investigation did not turn up any evidence of that. More conspirators were arrested, trials began, there were 32 dead and 200 wounded. And then the hackers were made up of people, mostly people from this cybersecurity team from a company called Cybereason. Mm-hmm. And in their report they said, it's fair to say that each team denied the other victory in the final turn. The red team causing the death of civilians at the polls prevented the blue team from winning, but the blue team being forced to reschedule the election prevented the red team from winning. And then there was a really good quote from the IRA in 1984. After a failed hotel bombing, they told police, "Today we were unlucky, but remember, we only have to be lucky once. You have to be lucky always."
That honestly,
I love that quote, but it's so creepy.
Like, yeah, it's like daunting as fuck.
So
man.
they were just saying that same saying still holds true with an adversary holding a substantial advantage over any defense, because, like, you have to be ready for anything.
Yeah.
You don't know what angle they're coming from or anything.
Exactly.
And
God, that is
this is nuts. I love it.
My God.
And they're gonna they're planning to hold a follow-up exercise as we get closer to the 2020 election. So I'm really gonna keep this on my radar because I want more of this.
Yeah, no shit. And so basically they were just they're just exploring what could happen, kind of thing. Because
they presented this whole thing as like a tabletop game, is how they worded it. So you're almost playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
And red team versus blue team, and they had like officials or whatever you want to call them that were really saying, okay, your move doing this caused this to happen and stuff. And it's just really neat. And that document is really, really detailed. Like, I tried to summarize, and I still had to have a lot of details.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, like, because it's kind of tough
to it.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to follow in certain parts, but I think you did a solid presentation on it. But
yeah, it's really cool and just like scary to think that it, something like that might happen.
Yeah.
Could potentially happen. I'm not saying that's what we're looking forward to next year.
But no. I mean,
but when you get into that deep fakes and stuff, like, who knows?
Yeah. No, you're completely right.
Yeah.
Completely right. All right. So let's, I'm going to finish off with the earbuds thing, just because I kind of want to inform our listeners, just in case anybody, I don't want anybody to fall prey. Like I almost did. So I pulled, this article's pretty irrelevant to, my anecdote, but, I do want to have where the hell is it? Here we go. So I pulled this from, the Next Web. These earbuds have a battery life of 150 hours and they're 60% off today. So, I've been in the market for earbuds for my wife.
My wife.
And so I wanted to, I'm one of those people that when I find a deal or something, I don't really hop on it. I do a little research and like kind of look into like, oh, is there a reason this is 60% off today? You know?
And also, is it one day only, must order by noon?
Exactly.
Like, really? Because I was on your site Thursday and you said that too.
Yeah, exactly. But so these earbuds are being put on the market by a company by the name of Carbon, Kharbon.
I hate that. I hate that spelling.
Honestly, it's like nails on a chalkboard. Honestly, but so they actually even reference that Carbon had an Indiegogo. So basically, whatever the crowdfunding of development of these, crowdfunding development in quotation marks of these earbuds. Well, so I started looking at them, and I was like, oh, they look kind of plain, and there's not really, but whatever. If the reviews and stuff are actually accurate, then they seem like decent earbuds or whatever. Yeah. Well, then I hopped on, for some reason I got into, I think either the comments or something like that, and ended up on YouTube looking up, I know, right? Ended up on YouTube looking into, I think I was trying to find a carbon review.
Dude, sometimes I do this and I'm like, I did not put this much into buying my car.
Yeah.
Like, why am these are $60 earbuds. What am I doing?
What am I doing?
I do the same. I'm not calling you out. I think we all do it.
But anyway, so I started looking into them, and basically there are all of these videos accusing Carbon of buying these Chinese-made earbuds, reskinning them, and then putting about a 500% markup on them. And so this guy literally goes through the video describing all these things and tells the company, the Chinese company that manufactures them, and all this stuff. And they're basically $20 earbuds that are being reskinned as whatever carbon wireless earbuds kind of thing.
But you're seeing their retail price, and you're still thinking that's a good deal.
Yeah.
Because you're comparing them to AirPods or to whatever else, the Bose dudes, whatever's out there,
Because they're $80, and they're like, oh, they're normally $200.
Sure they are.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, Kohl's. I see you out here with your 60% off all your jeans.
Yeah, right. But I wanted to let our listeners in on this shit. Do your due diligence when you're looking into buying electronics and shit, because dude, I went down a rabbit hole with this, and it ended on the Amazon Marketplace. Yeah. And it ended also with I can't remember. I don't think that we covered that Nike article, did we?
No,
did
I think
we just talk
about it? Okay. We talked about it off the pod.
Yeah. So basically, what happened was Nike had decided to pull all of their whatever Nike. I'm trying to think about what the term is, but the basically a Nike wholesaler versus a third party store kind of thing.
Okay.
They decided to pull all their stuff off of the Amazon Marketplace because basically there were so many counterfeits and fraudulent other items that were being sold with the description of being 100% legit Nike gear or whatever.
Yeah.
And they were like, you know what, we're tired of basically, well, and I think there was something else about the Amazon Marketplace making them liable or somehow for the counterfeit products, even though they weren't putting the products on there.
Yeah.
It was some weird thing like that. But so they pulled out of that. So my thing is you know what? I'm down to pay. Well, first of all, if it seems too good to be true, it most likely fucking
usually is. Yep.
So I'm one of those people that I'm like, all right, if I want to buy, I bought Megan a Coach bag one time or whatever, and I paid pretty fucking close to retail for it. Because it's
they don't go on sale.
And I know that what I'm getting. I even had to look up literally how to double check to make sure.
Yeah, because there's almost deep fakes of those purses.
Exactly.
There's people that really go out of their way to give you the fake authenticity. And you're like, why?
Yeah, but that was a really fascinating purchase. But anyway, do your due diligence. If you think that you're getting an AirPod or whatever Beats Pro blah 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 for for fucking $20,
if you find a good Black Friday deal, that's one thing. But if you're getting it 90% off, that's not what you're getting.
The fucking product. But
that reminds me. This was yesterday. I was at a place in town that I'm trying to decide how to explain it. You ever go to an antique shop and it's there's a whole bunch of little shops in there, so each thing you buy has its own that tells the people when they ring you up which person gets money.
It's like a
like a
almost
stall in
yeah.
like a flea market kind of thing.
So my uncle actually ran an antique store, and basically they all had a lot of different people had items in there that were in different spots. I'm assuming that's what you're.
Yeah,
right?
same sort of thing. Well, I was at a place yesterday. It's not antiques. It's new stuff, but it's just kind of like a lot of small local stores, but they're in one big thing.
Yeah.
And there's some cool stuff in there, and it's a lot of like it's good deals and stuff. And I found a couple pairs of earrings I like. Well, this one pair of earrings is on like the little cardstock thing that earrings usually come on, and they're like hoops or something.
Yeah.
On the back of it, I like flip it over to see how much they are, and there's a UPC symbol, like a, is that the word? A barcode.
Barcode, yeah, okay.
That's like the sticker's been torn off, but you can see it was there.
Yeah.
And then like the shop had their little sticker on it with like their details, and I'm like, dude, you just bought this from like Claire's or something and threw it in your shop.
What the fuck?
It's just
That's
sketchy.
bizarre.
I was like, I don't like that. Like, you definitely didn't make these yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
Just
God,
weird.
Bizarre, dude.
But it has the same feel as your earbuds.
Yeah, I know, right? So just do
Airbuds. Shit. I always call them that.
I didn't even catch it. That. Golden retriever. Or golden receiver. I'm sorry, that was like the second one. Yeah. But so kind of following suit to last episode. Basically, we had our little Allie's Adventures in Movie Land, and Megan got to come up and guest on it to give descriptions and stuff. Well, Allie has taken it upon herself, because she didn't want to be the butt of the joke this week.
I don't mind being the butt of the joke, but I wanted to throw some books in it.
Here. But so basically what we did is Megan's back up here. You want to say hello?
Hello.
So Megan's back up here, and Allie is going to give us book descriptions.
Yeah.
We're going to try to come up with the title, and if we can't, then we're just going to make something
I
up.
think these are really easy.
Yeah, so we're going to
really?
fail miserably.
I know,
Okay.
she's totally screwing us.
I think these are really easy.
Okay.
And they're pretty major books, and they're not like new stuff. Like
Yeah.
I might do newer ones later or something, but these are like classics and stuff. Okay. At the dawn of the next World War, a plane crashes on an uncharted island, leaving its passengers stranded.
I want to say Lost, but I know that's not a fucking book.
Sounds like Lost.
I had to really cut back the details because like so many synopses just tell you the whole story.
God, I would
will
just
you read
say,
it again?
Yeah, read it one more time.
At the dawn of the next World War, a plane crashes on an uncharted island, leaving its passengers stranded.
Jeez.
Well, I don't know.
Treasure Island. No, just
Okay,
kidding.
so they're all schoolboys.
They're all... Oh, wait. Is this, I don't know, is it Lord of the Flies?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. Rock and roll. That was a mad guess.
But the original synopsis was so much, and I was
Really?
like, this just, like, of course you're gonna get this.
That's awesome.
Okay. Earth is about to be demolished, and the main character's friend, who's a researcher posing as an out-of-work actor, saves him.
Oh my god. I have
Again,
no fucking...
let me read you the original synopsis. This is the longer one. Seconds before Earth is demolished to make way for a galactic freeway, a guy is plucked off the planet by his friend, a researcher for the revised edition of the book's title, who for the last 15 years has been posing as an out-of-work actor.
Wait, is this Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
Yeah.
Yes!
Nice, Daniel. These are also, like, all books that have been movies. So
Yeah,
that's probably
this is
why.
true.
See, yeah, I was like, man, was Lord of the Flies a movie?
I think it was,
so.
but I don't think it got a whole lot of...
Probably not.
Yeah.
But Hitchhiker was.
Sure.
Hitchhiker,
yeah.
Which I think we started watching that one time.
Yeah, maybe.
I
I
read
don't know.
most
Watch
of
lots
it,
of
but it was so
movies.
goofy.
It's super fun. I think I've only read like the first third of it or something.
I need to
like
read
that,
it
so.
because it was fun. I
Yeah.
was like, this is so goofy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Megan, you gotta get in on this shit.
I know.
Yeah, I thought Megan would have these, not
I
you.
know, right?
Well, these are like boy
Not
books.
you fucking
Boy
illiterate
books!
nuts.
That's true. I read boy books. That's a good way
They're
to
more
put
boy
that.
books.
Boy books.
Okay, I think you can get this
Teenage
one.
boy.
A train stops after midnight and a millionaire is stabbed to death. A dozen of his enemies are also aboard.
I think I know what it
don't
is.
know.
Is it Murder on the Orient
Yeah.
Express?
Yeah.
That's what I was
But the
thinking.
original is so detailed. It's like a famous train is stopped by a snowdrift. There's a detective who has to find the killer. And
Yeah.
I'm like, this is too many
Have you
details.
read that one?
Dude.
I've not read it, but I watched that newer movie in
I heard it was
2017.
good.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Okay,
And I think
might have to
actually
read that
the
one then.
original...
The
back-
original is supposed to be cool.
Yeah, back in like
really?
the 60s
Yeah.
maybe? or
Also, I
something.
did not know the twist,
Uh-huh.
which it's like it's a classic.
I don't know the twist.
I don't know the
Cool,
twist.
because it's a real good. Like you get to
Really?
the ending and you're like, oh shit, what? And Jesse's like, you didn't know this, and I was like, you leave me alone.
I was either gonna guess that or Midnight Meat Train.
Oh
No,
god.
I'm just kidding.
No.
But
Okay, I got one more.
All right.
I don't know if you'll get this one. A 12-year-old gets the title Receiver of Memory, and he starts to realize that his community is fragile and full of dark secrets.
Ooh.
Ooh. That sounds good.
It was really good.
I don't. This is just a mad guess because I really don't remember it that well. Was it The Giver?
Yeah!
Nice.
That book is so good, but I'm afraid to reread it because the last time I read it, I was
Dude.
like 15. And I'm like, what if I don't love it as much as an adult? Because I
Yeah.
have such strong, like, happy memories of that book.
That was actually how I felt about A Wrinkle in Time.
I never read that.
Dude, I'm telling you, I think it actually
That was
kind of
good.
held up.
I heard that
book-
movie
Or
sucked.
the movie
The movie
was,
is a fucking
I
travesty.
heard it was terrible.
It was
Yeah.
not good.
We turned it off, and
Wow.
we don't turn off movies.
Yeah, yeah.
But I remember the book. The book was really good.
Yeah,
But yeah, the movie
yeah.
was...
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Not so good.
I have
Dude.
one more that's just crazy hard, and I don't think you'll get it.
all right,
and
all
this is the Amazon thing, I think.
Okay.
An unequal, technologically advanced future where humans are genetically bred, socially indoctrinated, and pharmaceutically anesthetized to passively uphold an authoritarian ruling order, all at the cost of our freedom, full humanity, and perhaps also our souls. And it's
This is
not
a
it's
newer-
not 1984.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Yeah.
Jeez, dude.
Like a
That was
classic?
a fucking.
Yeah,
That is a super.
it gets mentioned with 1984 a lot.
Oh, oh my god.
It's like if you look up dystopia, the first result is
Yeah,
1984,
is
and the
it-
next one's this.
I'm like...
Was it Kurt
iRobot.
Vonnegut?
No, it felt like Kurt Vonnegut.
Yeah. Damn it. All right. Well, if we
I had
can't
no
name
idea.
it,
I'm just thinking of movies, so I'm like, iRobot? And I'm like, yeah,
iRobot.
that's a movie, not a book.
Wasn't that a book too?
I don't know. I feel like all movies were books at some
A lot of
point.
them were.
I'm just gonna say we're gonna have to come up with the title then.
Yeah, you gotta name it.
Okay, so I'm gonna say. Oh my god.
Is it AI? No.
No, artificial intelligence.
Yeah. Oh no, that's a movie too. Damn it.
Yeah. Dude, I really the only thing that comes to mind is I really hope this doesn't happen. My God,
That's a good title.
No,
Yeah,
I
that
don't
that
know.
should be your title.
Is that your title?
My title is God, we're all fucked. That's what I think. What is it?
Brave New World.
Oh shit! Aldous Huxley.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've
okay.
never read that actually.
Gotcha.
I always meant to
Oh,
because
man, I bet
I love
that-
dystopias. But
Yeah.
I never read that one.
For some reason, I want to say my brother. Is it kind of a slower book?
I've not read it. I don't
Oh,
know.
gotcha. Okay, but for some reason I want to
think
say
it
that it's
is.
I
a
think
little bit
so.
slower
I think
of a
so.
book.
Yeah, I think it's like
the
a
description
pretty...
sounds fucking incredible.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's also like a pretty lengthy one too.
Oh, is it?
No, it's not. It's not too bad.
That one's not?
Yeah, it's like 150, 200 pages.
Okay.
What?
But you couldn't guess it. But you know how many pages it is.
No, my brother.
I've seen copies of it. I think it's pretty small.
My brother.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm
you
looking
know
it up
what?
real quick.
Shut
Let's
Also,
see
I
how
was-
close. Oh, 311.
I was gonna do To Kill a Mockingbird, and that was so obvious. Like,
Oh,
no
that
matter
one
how
would
I
be.
put it, it was so obvious.
Yeah.
Well, I sucked at that game.
Okay, next time I'll do new books because you'll know new books.
Yes.
Yeah.
God, yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Well,
thanks,
I
Miri.
heard the nugget.
All right, cool.
Thanks.
All right, folks. Well, that is about all the time we have. So You have been listening to the Tether Radio podcast. This was episode 75.
Woo-woo.
So we are closing in, dude. And we're actually really excited because over Thanksgiving, I think we're gonna have a different record date so that we can have Allie and Joseph on at the same time.
Yeah.
Plus, we are getting a new mic.
Woo-woo.
So we're each going to have a dedicated mic as opposed to what we've been doing currently, I guess, with the sharing of the mic. But
I wanted to plug my friend Nikki and I are hosting a true crime trivia. Just for anybody local that listens. It's here in Knoxville. It'll be at the Casual Pint North Shore on Tuesday, December 3rd at 7.
Is that going to be a recurring thing?
They're doing trivia the first Tuesday of every month, but this is we just wanted to host a true crime trivia, so we approached them.
Rock and roll, man.
But
We'll see if we can get a sitter. And
I hope you guys can come because it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
we've got good questions.
Rock and roll, man. Well, so come out and join Allie for some true crime trivia.
Yep.
Hell yeah. So, let us know what you guys think about the episode. Let us know if topics come across your desks and you want us to chatter on and talk about and opine.
If you find porn news that we've not found.
You know that we're frothing at the mouth for porn news. But yeah, so hit us up, guys. tetherradio@gmail.com. That is TETHERRRADIO@gmail.com. We are on Twitter at @tether_radio. We're on the Instagram. We're trying to get Insta famous at tether_radio. And we also are on Facebook. Tether Radio, all one word. One last plug. We have a closed Facebook group. We would love for you to join, and so that we can have more people to talk to, because sometimes the conversation gets boring just between Allie and I. So,
Never
a dull day, man. But so you've been listening to the Tether Radio podcast, episode 75. I'm Daniel.
I'm Allie.
And we are thanking you for lending us your ear for about an hour and a half, and we look forward to seeing you guys next week. Take it easy, fellas.
Bye.